Playwright Martin McDonagh was born in London to Irish parents. He set almost all of his plays in Ireland. They've been internationally successful. Most of them combine farcical comedy with gruesome violence, which I assume the rest of the world sees as typically Irish. Now, for whatever reason, he's moved to America with a couple of works that also combine farcical comedy with gruesome violence. One of the new works is a movie recently released to great acclaim, The Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. The other is a play that was on Broadway a year or so ago, a Behanding in Spokane, now at the St. Louis Actors Studio. Though its main character is named Carmichael, which sounds possibly Irish, he's from Spokane, Washington. That's where he lost his left hand as a boy when a gang of mean kids forced his arm onto a train track and a freight train sliced the hand off. That's his story anyway, though at least one of the other characters finds it dubious. He's now getting old, and while apparently he's been living a life of crime, he also has been searching for his hand, which the mean boys ran off with, waving goodbye to him with it as they left. It's a typical McDonagh's character's obsession, also typically a challenge to our suspension of disbelief. Would a person really spend his life looking for a severed hand? And in what kind of condition would he expect to find it? Well, Carmichael really is searching for his hand, and in the Actors Studio production, Jerry Vogel makes you believe him. He also makes Carmichael a person you would not want to cross by doubting him. His search has brought him to set and lighting designer Patrick Huber's dingy orange-walled hotel room in Lake County, Indiana. This is one time Huber hasn't had to make the small Gaslight Theater stage look larger than it is. There, he meets with a young couple who claim to have found his hand. Michael Lowe's Toby is black, and Carmichael regularly refers to him with the N-word. His girlfriend, Marilyn, played by Lyran Campbell, is white. You quickly understand that these are not the brightest grifters in the world when you see the hand they offer Carmichael. And though Toby tries with some skill to lie his way out of the dangers their attempted swindle of Carmichael has placed them in, Marilyn consistently ruins the lies by being too slow to pick up her cues. Not only do we hear the N-word, every third word these people speak is the F-word or the MF word. The hail of vulgarities was so steady that the night I was there, a man a couple of rows in front of me rose, loudly condemned the play, its language, and the players, and stormed out of the theater. But I'm afraid that to many of us now, this language has been emptied of meaning and merely creates the musical flow of such conversation. The hotel's combination desk clerk and bellboy, dressed by costume and props designer Carla Landis Evans in traditional cap and uniform, I kept expecting to hear him call for Philip Morris. He appears fascinated by what's happening in this room because he keeps popping into it, at one point delivering a long speech that increases the suspense while a lighted candle burns its way down into the container of gasoline it's sitting on. William Roth gives the hotel employee a wonderful rear-end grin and out-to-lunch attitude. I didn't find A Behanding in Spokane the most complex or most grotesque of McDonagh's plays, even when severed hands are pulled from a suitcase full of them and flung about. But the playwright, director Wayne Salmon, and the cast certainly keeps the evening entertaining.
Well, for me, the kind of language in this play is kind of like pepper and food. A little bit spices things up, and too much, I don't notice anything else. So I was not terribly amused by this play.
I guess there's just been, as I said, so much of it around it just kind of floats by now.